Hi there, this is Ahad, co-founder of Tabby. Right now, I want to show you how you can migrate your data over from QuickBooks to Tabby. It's very simple, easy, and just takes a few minutes. So let's get started. So the very first thing is during the onboarding, you will be at this screen in Tabby where it will say that, let's start your migration. But before you start your migration, there are some source files that you need from QuickBooks. And so I'm going to show you right now how you can get those source files, download them, and then you upload to Tabby. So once you log into your QuickBooks account, you will go under reports in this side here. Once you go into reports, you will be on this screen. And on this screen, you will need 4 reports from here. You need a balance sheet, you need a profit and loss, and then down under for my accountant, you need a general ledger and you need a journal. So let me go into each one and show you how to download. So click on profit and loss. The most important part is that all 4 reports must follow the same time period. So in my case, I'm going to choose last year, and then I'm going to choose my accounting method, whatever accounting method you generally use. Most people that are small businesses use cash method. So that's what I'm going to change it to. And that's it. If I want to do for like 3 years, and then I could choose from here 2023 to 2025, just like this. So because in Tabby you can migrate up to 3 years of data, and you just choose the date 23 January to end of 25. Like I said, that's how if you want to do 3 years. In this case, I'm just going to do last year. So let's go here, last year, and then everything else you keep as is. And then on here, there's an export to Excel. That's it. So once you click export to Excel, you will see that the file has downloaded, the profit and loss has downloaded. You just do the same thing for every other report. You go in, we'll do one more time. You go in, you choose the time period, you choose last year. Let's go here, last year. You choose the same accounting method, cash or accrual, and then from there you click export to Excel, and done. Same thing you do for general ledger. You choose the date. I choose last. I choose last year. I choose my accounting basis, cash, and then I click on export right here, export to Excel. That will download it for me. Now then I go to journal, the last report. Journal is here, and in journal there is no accounting method. It's just purely the date. So I just click on last year here, and then I click on export to Excel. So this will basically, like I said, make sure if you are using a different time period, if you're using 2 year, 3 years, 6 month, make sure all 4 reports have the same time period. Otherwise your migration will be wrong. So now I have all these files ready that I want to migrate. So now I go in Tabby and I start the process. I click on start migration. So here I'm going to choose QuickBooks Wave is coming soon, and I hit continue. And obviously the video is there, instructions are also there in case you forget. And then you choose the 4 files. So for example, here I have the balance sheet that I downloaded, I have the profit and loss that I downloaded, I have the general ledger that I have downloaded, and then I have the journal that I downloaded. 4 files, and I hit upload and continue. So during the migration process, you can see the screen. It's going to bring in all of your chart of accounts, all the opening balances, every single journal entry, all of the individual transaction, and it's going to create a learning system where it learns from all of the rules and categories that were in QuickBooks. So when you move over to Tabby, you don't have to retrain Tabby on how things were done in QuickBooks. It will pick all of this up. All right, so shouldn't take too long. Give it a few more seconds, and you will see that it is complete. So after it's complete, what it shows, this screen here, is basically from the files you uploaded, Tabby will pick up any bank accounts and credit cards that you have, and it'll show you. That's because these are connected accounts that you had. If there's something that you see is missing, how I would check this is you can look at your balance sheet, and we can do an example here. Here I have the balance sheet, and in my balance sheet I just have a checking account. I don't have any other credit cards or nothing here that I linked in QuickBooks. So Tabby was able to pick up this checking account 2721 just like right here, and I click continue to summary. So essentially there's nothing to do here. If everything looks, if the bank accounts and credit cards that you had connected in QuickBooks show up here, there's really nothing to do. And then we just kind of move on, continue to summary. And then it's going to ask for you to link your bank accounts, through Plaid now, those same accounts. So we're going to skip this step. You can do this later. And then we're basically going to go to the dashboard. Skip the tour. I'll explore on my own. So now we just want to verify that the migration has been completed successfully. And we do this in a simple step here. You go to the profit and loss. We click on last year, and that's the period that I migrated, January 1. Basis is cash. And then I compare my income, my expense, and my net profit. So in this case here, I'm going to kind of show you side by side. So I have a net profit of negative 428.25, and then on my QuickBooks file, the one I downloaded, I compare it here, 428.25. So the net profit 428.25, the gross profit, everything looks good to me. So 11,029 gross, 428 net. And I can skim through some of the expenses to make sure those are good. So as you can see, the sub ledger accounts also have migrated over to Tabby. So I can expand the sub accounts, I can collapse. So this is amazing feature that we've added, where the sub accounts from QuickBooks also now migrate over. So the numbers match. So we know this migration has been good. Now we're just going to check the balance sheet. So you go to the balance sheet, I click on last year, and I look at how much assets. So total assets is negative 756, total liabilities is 0, and total equity is 756, and equity and liability is 756. So I'm going to basically look at the balance sheet that I'm opening up, and then again it's 756.33 here. So I'm going to show you the balance sheet. This is the same file that I uploaded. Just zoom in a little bit. 756 negative is my total assets. I have no liabilities. My total equity and liabilities is 756.33. So all of these numbers matched. That means all of the underlying transactions have matched and have been successfully migrated over to Tabby. If you go on the transactions table, you will see that this was a bank account that you had connected, and therefore it's also showing up here. So now I want to connect I want to now connect this same bank account in Tabby through Plaid. And this is where we'll be merging those two accounts. And I want to show you that merging system as well right now. But before I jump into that, that is basically the migration. You are done. This is just the main migration step has been completed. Now we're just doing the bank account linking part for that migrated account. So we click on add new. It says connect bank with Plaid. I connect. So for example, I'm going to add if you've already have another bank account or another subscription in Tabby under the same login, then those bank accounts under the other login will show up here if you wanted to add those again. So if you wanted to add those again. So in this case, I want to add a different account under the same login. If it's a brand new institution, like say Capital One, that's already not here, then I click new. But in my case, I'm just going to click add more accounts. So under the same login, I have another bank account that I want to connect here in Tabby. So we're going to go through this process. Okay, so once you have connected the bank accounts through Plaid, all the bank accounts from that connection will show up here, right? They will show up here, and I want to choose. I can check which ones I want to migrate, which ones I don't want to migrate. So, for example, I'm going to choose, an account here that I want to migrate. Let's say it's this one. And so in here, it's going to say merge with existing bank. So this is the most important part. So if I check this, it will show me the bank account that I already have, migrated from QuickBooks. So it's saying that obviously I migrated, the last date of my migration was 12/31/2025. Now Tabby has picked that up and is saying that, okay, since you have everything from 12/31/2025, I'm going to migrate everything from January 1, 2026. So it says it here automatically from 1/1/26. It's basically this a bank account that I have in Tabby is the same one that I am connecting through Plaid. So I want everything to show up here. So simply I just check this merge with existing and then click continue. So I click continue here. So once I click continue, then basically now you can see that this one is synced. It's showing it's synced, and the transactions from this account are slowly going to start. As you can see, it's already started pulling in. Now it says the green, so you can see, and you can see the blue, which was what I uploaded, but the recent transactions from this account have started to pull in. Now I've merged my manually connected bank account to a Tabby synced account via Plaid that I've done here. So this covers everything from migration to then connecting your bank account through Plaid and merging it with the migrated account, and you are all set. So I hope this is helpful. If any questions, please reach out to our support email.